Cause yeah, it's the same shit. For every single thing, there's always something I'd have to correct. He goes, now he's trying to present that like he paid cash apps, but this is the thing you got to remember. None of these cash apps existed earlier than this last year or whatever it is. So like it's all him. This is still him. Every single time he has a chance to do like just own his stuff, he just keeps trying to portray as if he's like been this helpful person. Like, and then he goes and he keeps texting that he sent all this cash apps. When I told him don't send the cash app unless he's gonna send me the money in full in a time where I could actually use it, like in time. But he never did. He spaced out the money piece by piece. And then you can see it's only like $25 some days and like 50. Like I was spending on these last months were the biggest debt periods I've ever had in over like 10 years. I haven't had any debt at all. It was only this point where my dad pushed me to. And then that's the only period when he started doing this after. You see, it's every detail. Then you have me just going, then he just like gets me provoked and then I just start going off even though I say I won't explain, see? This is what he puts me through. It's just me being abused over and over again. Like and then I get triggered and I'd go down this road, but I'm just so done with every bit of it. Like I've covered everything by now. Everything. So then you see he got me to go off explaining and repeating again. This is what I used to do all the time. But I didn't really do it like to the extent that I used to. This is more, I repeated something, yeah, because I can't help repeating some of it and just trying to make it very, very clear, but the majority I refuse because I remember every time, like in all the years. This like his like last couple months of just paying Cash App stuff is like he thinks this is like the most amazing thing. It's like, dude, you stole all my money. You lied about everything. Like almost he only has these like specific details to go to and then try to say that he didn't lie. Meanwhile, there's like 100,000 things that are in my favor, but he's just like denying that even exists. So it's just like this endless gaslighting to an extreme that I actually managed to like survive, and it didn't get me, and he's still trying it, but it's not working anymore. Essentially, like I'm just, and I already reached this place when I was a little kid. Basically, the difference is like back then, yeah, I always did the right things. The the reason I went to substances back then is like, yeah, because that was all that was left and it made sense. Like, I already tried everything. I got boxed in. My dad abused me, took advantage of everything, exploited the pains he caused more pains, exploited those, took advantage, and then lied to people, omitted the context that didn't serve him, and like, yeah. Like, but fortunately, I have all the proof. Literally, the only thing they'd have to like put me in a hospital and like have all my control taken away to even speak and try to defend myself to even get it. Which I mean, unless they just kill me, or I don't know what if something just happens to me and then yeah, I don't know. That's the thing. Like My parents cannot, you can't, I wouldn't trust them. They, these people, they're like so sick in the head, and I don't even know what they're aware of or not. They're just like completely out of their minds. So that's so fucked to make me repeat myself so many times, and then to be like stuck and restricted the amount of times I was in, and then to like use that against me, and to still be like acting like all this stuff wasn't. See, you would only understand like once you see the 20 something years of text logs. That's the only way you'll get it. And then you'd have to still like, yeah, it's just sad. That's why my parents always knew they could like keep getting away with things, because they already know how the world works with like people don't look too deep, and then they just like see someone getting mad and write them off. They see me getting it like, and then like even when it's like these days, like people could be in the right, and then you have like girls that are like, if they're like Taylor Swift type girls, it's like almost like predictable they're going to be like narcissists. And how would it be any other way? Because they connect to this type of people. They think like they emulate and they look up to these type of people, and they connect to them for a reason, because they're similar in the narcissism. How would it not be that way when you're like worshipped and you're like on the screen of everybody, like, and then you think that like that, of course, then they start to think that they're like amazing. And you have all these kids that don't even know much of anything. And there's just so much ignorance. Still, these people are better than my parents. There's levels to things. What's the point of me talking about? I don't know what the point is. The point, I wanted to just speak on my parents' stuff and then get off it, so I'm probably just gonna end it here. So that was the only reason I went live again, because I have to cover these last texts, even though same time I'm so done, I have to get out and just be done. Like I'm also like, as much as there's so much proof, at the same time, I just don't have any room for this shit. I'm trying to cover what I can like really quickly and post it, and then in the end there will be all those text logs that can't be denied anyway. So to contrast anything my dad says, I have that proof forever. Like it's in those text logs. I can confidently say that at any time, as I've been saying. So that's what I've been waiting for. Like, if just people just analyze the text log. But even that is it's a horrible thing to put someone through. For me to even have to like go through this crap. Decades of this guy just choosing to omit specific context he didn't like, and portraying this thing, not doing any of the math correctly, literally taking every fucking thing and then moving it, you see? But then my brain is better and stronger. It's not getting gaslit and in the way it was now. Why? Also because partially is because my brain has had to adapt, and now it's shutting off part of the things, which is dangerous too. I know all the processes because I've already experienced all these processes, and I've rewired my brain in various ways. It should all be respected, and like I should be in a position to help other people and actually not be tormented, but instead my parents still have that control, and he's not willing to give it up. Like he's a very sick man. And my mom is just as sick, but yeah, she's gonna live another, I don't know how many years longer than him. And that's just how it tends to go with women and men anyway. It's a really sad thing to like have me that was, I've worked so hard and I've learned so much, very knowledgeable, have a lot of wisdom. But I just had this horrible father, like, and mother that stood with my father against it. So when it comes, like, you can't just do things. It makes it so much more evil to me. I would have rather had somebody that never did anything for me and just, or just at least showed me mercy when I was in my teens and let me die or something, anything, that, or let me live my life according to my own decisions for once. That would have made such a huge difference. That would have made life or death difference, like the difference between making sense to live or not. It's the things that I knew what made sense or not, and they made me like go into denial over living because it didn't make any sense. And my parents were, it's just an impossible amount to live with. And then to have my dad still do it. Still doing the same thing every day. Every single text, it's the same. Predictable. And then you even see, I'm even like calling as he's doing things to like try to present little details of things. And then he doesn't see that like I already obviously covered this and I'm gonna cover it again and I'm already on top of everything. So why even play this game? What are you even doing? This is all he does. There's no other way. And he's like so far deep in the ground at this point, and he doesn't even have a concept of any of this. He doesn't know except just to wreck things. All he knows, all this guy knows, is how to try to take pieces and make it look like something else. That's all my dad does. He just won't own this stuff. That's all I was trying to do. It's like the most important things to me, this guy could not even attempt to do. So nothing could be fixed. And then the guy blames me. Like, what a piece of shit. But also these days, like, the more firm it is, the more I don't have to wait. Even with as much it's such a shame because like I didn't get one day to even like try to heal. Like every day my body was forced back into fight or flight. I had to have the same things, like the same burning feelings and gaslighting, where I almost lost my breath like every time I was talking. And you just have, and then every time I can already see like beforehand. So that's why it's so aggravating. I think when I was younger, I was sort of naive and blind to it to an extent. Because I didn't want to believe the guy was so evil too. All the while, I can't even imagine like even arguing it. Like when you got caught so many times, like like most of the stuff that my dad is even entertaining, or even the money. Like, this guy ignored my begging for years and 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 years. And he like laughed at me and like made it worse. Like, then he wants to come now and then flip it and then pretend like he cares, while he's still ignoring every detail that I said he could help with. And then he says, I'm not accepting help. Wow. It's just nuts. And then it's like, if you place a new benchmark, like from what it is a week before to now, yeah, then things change again. You always have to add up the fucking context and like look at the time periods. It's another part that my dad tries to obfuscate, and always like, this is the problem forever. But see, I should have had respect, because my brain is better and it's able to fucking prove these things and cover the entire thing in detail from beginning. I remember everything. And I can prove all these things from all the text log that goes back 20 something years. He can't. Like, I have the proof. So what the but I mean, that, and at the same time, that's what I should not get overwhelmed by. It's just remembering. Like, I already did all the work. I did everything. That's what. And all I did was be honest. That's why most of it is just me being angry and like repeating myself throughout the entire text logs. You'll just see me being furious. It's like, I begged this guy, he just ignored me, and then things got worse and worse. Everything that I predicted became true. Everything was like proven to me that like, okay, I'm like never wrong anymore. Like, everything's spot on. I'm like locked in. And then he's still fucking. They're just the worst people. They think the minimal possible, especially after all they've done now. And then like, he thinks like this, like just couple months of like Cash App stuff, which, meanwhile, at the same time, there's always another fucking caveat. And then there's the worst ones of all that really make it as horrible as possible and twisted. I can't even speak because it's that bad. But I do have the proof there, and I can speak on those things as well. If I just had the right support and somebody like talking to me and asking me questions, so I can actually be directed and get through it, have some like feelings of support. But I never got that. I tried a bunch of times, and I tried to like verbalize how that would help, but like, there's nobody. If you knew if you understood the kind of life that I lived with these people, and the kind of psychological abuse, that was the worst by far, dude. But then that doesn't compare. Even the physical was worse, but it was just more hidden and weird, just not typical. Fucking, these people got away with like these weird fucking hidden horrific abuses, but because nobody saw it and nobody ever fucking, it doesn't matter. The Cardinal is back. Maybe I can get one shot of that before. That's fucking Rwanda. All right, well, I don't know what else I can say anyway. I tried to. It's really hard because it's still like, you already know. Well, that's the thing. I already know and accept like everything can look away still, and he can still lie and flip things. But like, bottom line is, he has nothing to stand on. There's no ground to stand on. And like it's just kind of a joke on his end at this point. If you just actually do the math contextually and just look at all the parts, which I've not done a great job at showing that because I've been too stressed and in pain and overwhelmed. I mean, it's amazing even for me to even do this as calm as it is. But it still sucks. It's tormenting, but it's real, and it's all I could do. I could felt that I could do, so I had to do it. It's a lifetime of like severe and cryptic abuse. Severe, but like super twisted, weird, hidden in the details abuse. And then there was, of course, like super overt stuff when he's like screaming in my face and like the shit they did it to me when I was a kid. That was super overt. Dude, all right, I gotta go. I'm missing a card. How much time?